If somebody asks me what Qi is, we have to pause a little bit for the answer. It's not such a straightforward thing, but for sure we can tell that it is a level of existence that we can experience and expand within our body using particular systems that are able to first open the sensitivity to this layer of reality that exists also within our body, and then to do certain practices that will help us to grow it, so to acquire more and more of this into our body, empowering the three main centers that we talk about in the Qi Gong system, and then learning how to move it around. But it's not a simple question, in the sense that in reality I don't think that we really can know reality profoundly intellectually, because even our body, we don't know what it is. I mean, we know its part, we can analyze it, but what it is our body, I have personally my doubt of finding the right answer. As far as Qi is concerned, there is sometimes a little issue created by the intellectual investigation. It is due to the fact that sometimes when we read about these things, we believe that there are different kinds of energy, different kind of Qi, when in reality the energy, so-called vital energy, that Chinese people call as Qi, and Qi Gong actually means Qi energy Gong practice, so the practice of the vital energy. Well, the vital energy manifests itself in different forms. Let's take the example, for instance, of the water. We can have hot water, we can have cold water, still it is water, isn't it? So in the same way we can have yang energy, yin energy, but we're talking about the same thing. And sometimes when we try to grasp this concept intellectually, we might get some confusion out of our investigation, because this thing needs to be experienced on our skin. Another aspect that we could bring up to a little bit describe the nature of Qi is the fact that Qi manifests itself in different density. So we have more dense manifestation and then more refined ones. In the same way that water can be ice, or it can be liquid, or it can be steam. We're always talking about water, so there are no different kinds of Qi energy in our existence. I don't want to use big words, but we have rather different densities that can be explored when we do a path that really works, and that we will find out for ourselves that we will go through certain stages according to where we are. Because as I said at the beginning, first we need to become sensitive, opening up the meridians, and then we start to acquire this Qi in the body, and then we start to move it. But throughout this process we're gonna go through certain stages, and at a certain stage we might believe, oh, this is actually the experience of Qi, but in reality the experience of Qi keeps on growing to a very I would say almost tangible level, because also can be experienced by others. It really becomes powerful. So at the beginning of the path, maybe we call certain things Qi, when in reality they represent some things that we in the path of Qi Gong called as illusory Qi. So something that it doesn't really, it's not the real, it's not the thing itself. It's just a process of growth that we're going through when we do our practice, which is normal. And we might experience one so-called type, even if I'm contradicting myself now, but let's say one kind of manifestation of Qi in our body, and then we move on, we will feel another one, and then we will realize actually those things that were actually preliminary stages to something bigger that involves our totality, that is not just confined to one part of the body, and doesn't end this sensation only, doesn't last this sensation only when we do our practice, but actually becomes a way of these Qi Gong practices that really work like the Qi Gong to really transform the body and to experience the vital energy throughout our own life, on our daily life. Even if we are smoking a cigarette, it doesn't make any difference. If we are aware of the internal processes and they have reached a certain level of activity, so to speak, then we will feel it, although we are engaged in life at the same time. So my suggestion is always do things rather than try to grasp them mentally, because reality, life is to be lived, not to be understood that much. So I hope that this video could clarify some maybe doubts or some misconception that we might run through when we try to understand, and nothing wrong with that, this thing intellectually, because finding the right method for sure is not that easy. But well, if you're interested, go on the website and see how you can learn this system, or you can even get in contact with me via WhatsApp or email, whatever you prefer. And I hope most of all that this video could little bit bring some order in the nature of this aspect of reality, and that it is quite interesting because it really influenced and govern and rule other aspects of ourselves, such as the emotional one, the mental one, the physical one, and of course the energetic one. So at the end of the day, practicing Qigong, it's a way to optimizing ourselves and be better human beings. It's not about having some kind of superpower or whatever skills. Those things will go. Our mind, ourselves will keep on going through this endless trouble. So my hope is that you can understand the value of doing this thing in the right way, because it's really important. At the end of the day, it's more important to grow and to become better human beings.